Hey guys, Mostly Nerdy, doing some more Dark Souls 3, and we are right after beating the Dancer, and we have a couple paths. I have another video where you go to the left, but this time we're going to go straight, and you see some souls, so I already died. So, this is the guy who killed me, and this is because I didn't really understand what was going on with the interaction between these two enemies. So basically, you got this normal knight that you've probably gotten accustomed to by now, but there's this one jerk face in the corner who is healing him while I'm fighting him. It is that guy in the robe. So, um, strategy is kill that guy first. Um, I only use this because um, I'm awesome and I want to show off my awesome skills. Obviously, that's not true, considering I don't have those. But I really did want to show how difficult this fight is if you don't kill this other guy. Because you can see that I'm doing damage and I'm pretty much would have killed this guy numerous times, at least a few times by now. But you can see that he has full health by now. So this other enemy in the corner, he's gotta go. He's making me mad. So I wasted a bunch of Estus and all that other stuff, but now you can see that this is just a normal knight with red eyes now, so he should be a little bit easier for you to take out. Not like a joke at this point. He's not a joke for an enemy. He can still kill you. I think that even after I learned this strategy, coming through here a couple times, I think he did kill me. So, still very capable of killing you, especially if your Dark Souls skills are on my level, which is like the lowest level. But after you kill him, pick up the souls that are in the corner, or up against that, not really a corner, but still. If you come this way, there is an elevator, but we can't do anything with it yet. We'll get to that. It's eventually going to be a shortcut, but if you come this way, I'm going to transition because I died, but this is what I did. I came in this corner, and there's another one of those enemies that heal and stuff, and I just kind of hung out because you're going to end up seeing a knight. That's the knight that one would have healed. And then you'll actually see another knight, which my patience wore thin and I just ran past. Pick up the souls from my death because I died. And then you have the knight chasing me. And then there is another one of those enemies that heal. I don't see anything indicating that he's healing them from here, but they do have pretty good range on those heals and buffs and stuff that they do. So you can take this one out. If you wait long enough, he will actually just walk past you anyway. So you can kill this one, and you can see that there's a bonfire right next to here. So can just light the bonfire, fill your flask, whatever you want to do, and then you come this way and you see that there's this note and a little path you can take. But I wanted to see what was going on this way. Nothing. I don't know what that message. Sometimes the messages don't really help me all that much. But you can see that there is a chest and treasure ahead, and it's not a mimic. So pick that up, and we got a new armor set, and then we can see an item over here that we're going to pick up, and that item happens to be a Titanite chunk. Then we'll come up these stairs and you see some basic Beckies. Those are just the generic enemies. I think that's like the correct terminology, is that they're basic Beckies. But they are actually a little more difficult in the sense that I kind of thought I was just going to plow through these guys like it was nothing, because they look like the guys from the High Wall of Lothric, and at this point, anytime I ever saw them, I was just mowing them down. But as you will be able to tell, they actually do quite a bit of damage with their attacks. Their armor and everything is not that great, so you can kill them pretty quickly, but their attack is actually pretty high. So be aware of that before you go charging in like your Jason Statham. That's another Jason Statham reference in my videos. We can come back down here and grab this item real quick, and that is a Titanite chunk. So we're getting a decent amount of those now, and it was a trap. Here comes some more guys, but their defense is horrible. They do have pretty good offense, apparently, so their attack is pretty high. If you come through here, you will see an item, and we can pick that up real quick. Twinkling Titanite. And then there's this guy. I don't know what happened here, but he was just kind of hanging out. So I'll get a backstab in on him. I don't know what he was doing, if he was in timeout or what, but this guy was just literally staring at the wall. So maybe I just got lucky. But he is also butchering me with his weapons. So get another backstab in on him, and then he finally goes down. You can pick up what he drops. So yes, those enemies are pretty easy to get backstabbed in on. So that's probably the best strategy in terms of taking them out. We'll come down this way and pick up the souls. And then there's some more enemies. You can see that I'm getting attacked with bolts from range while I try to fight this guy. So there are enemies that are attacking you from range, and then there is one enemy that is doing one particular thing, that is throwing the stuff at you that makes your Estus unusable. So if your health goes too low, you're probably going to have to run away like a dog with its tail tucked between its legs, trying to fight these people. And I'm pretty sure that that is going to happen to more than one person because of this guy. So he did quite a bit of damage to me, so I'm going to run away like the aforementioned dog with its tail between its legs so that I can heal up and take this guy on. I ran pretty far away just to make sure that I wasn't getting hit by anything else, or that he didn't chase me, because you can see he's about halfway to where I ran to, and he was walking back, so he probably made it 3/4 of the way I did. But we can just make our way back and pick up the items that the enemies dropped and try to avoid getting hit by the Estus thing, but at this point it's not that big a deal because there's a bonfire. So go ahead and light the bonfire or rest, but there is this item here. So whatever order you want to do it in, pick up the item, light the bonfire. I'll give you the freedom to choose however you want to do this section. But from the bonfire, we can go through this pathway, and then we'll see some stairs, and you're going to go up the stairs, and then we're going to hang a left real quick, and we're going to go around this body. Nope, not through the body, around the body, and then there is a knight kneeling, and we are going to sneak up and get a backstab in on him. And by we, I mean you, because I didn't do that, but you can, I think. I just wasn't quick enough or sneaky enough. But this is one of the knights with the red eyes, so hyper aggressive and powerful, and compared to all the other enemies that are at this level, nothing too dangerous, I guess. And then we'll pick up what he dropped and pick up this weapon, and we will head towards the dragon that we see. So here is a bridge that way. Down there is the bonfire we were just at, and then we will see if there's anything going on over here, and there's not. So if you go this way, the fire is going to start coming from the dragon. So I ran across and I dropped down before you get to the end of the bridge. Now there's an undead bone shard down here, and then there is a couple of enemies down below. So those enemies actually transform, so be aware of that. So we can drop down and try to cut up that enemy and fail miserably, but we can take that guy out. And then there's some items down here. We'll pick this up, it's Titanite chunk, and we'll pick this up, it's Titanite chunk. That's deja vu right there. But I'm not going to go fight that guy because he already transformed. So we can come up the stairs through this opening, and then there's something glowing in the corner. You can break the boxes and pick up a lightning urn. And then right there is a crystal lizard. So chase him down. You are going to start getting attacked though, but we want this crystal lizard right now. So twinkling titanite for getting that guy. And then there are going to be some more enemies that are triggered once you get to a certain point that are going to come up behind you. But there's that item that was next to the bonfire, and there's the enemies I was talking about that got triggered. I did not know they were coming up behind me. You're welcome for the warning. I did not get one, so I'm almost dead. Gonna heal myself. This guy likes his throwing knives, as you can tell by the 9 that are sticking out of my body. It's more like 3, but that's okay. And then there's one of these guys. Don't try to do some kind of cheese where you fight him on the stairs, because he will hit you and you will not hit him. Tried it, didn't work. But we can get our backstabs in because this guy is easy to get backstabs in on, and then just avoid this attack and avoid that attack, and oh, missed the backstab. That's okay, I block it. Uh-oh, he's gonna break my... Oh, I'm almost dead. And then, but yeah. So, try not to die. Just a normal fight. Nothing special. But, I really want this backstab, because I'm not even trying to hit him otherwise. He does have pretty good, defense against, physical. So, get rid of him, and then pick up the item. And then be wary of night. Awesome, thanks for the warning. I already fought him. And we can come this way and we see an item and we see somebody throwing knives. I think that this is the enemy that was throwing stuff at us that got rid of our Estus based on his location. So yes, revenge. Thank you, note, message, whatever it's called. But go back to the main path, drop down, and we are back at the bonfire. So basically we wanted to get that undead bone shard and some other items, but I can run back up, and here we would go to the end of the bridge and drop down before you even cross. If you try to cross, you're gonna die. That fire is gonna kill you too quick. You're not going to make it very far. But we come this way and we will start getting shot at, and then it'll trigger a couple enemies to come down after us. So we can try to run away far enough to where we are not getting shot at from a distance. And then there is another enemy throwing the Estus ruining stuff at us. So And be aware that you can get hit by that enemy that's down below. He did hit me a couple times. I'm not sure if he did it on this run through or if he did it on another one, but it does happen, so watch out for that. But we will take care of this guy and get rid of him, and then we can take out the guy with the crossbow. So there we go. That's him hitting me. The enemy that it had transformed hit me through a wall, so it's possible. But we will run through here and we will take out this guy and then move on. So let's heal up and we'll go up these stairs. If you go straight ahead, there are a couple knights kneeling, and I'm not sure if there's anything behind them because I never fought them. I don't think. I think I read this message here that said no item ahead, so I didn't want to fight both of them. I was going to fight whenever it was just one, because I was like, I can take on one of them, not two of them though. So we will just sneak our way back, and we will take the stairs that are here to go through this doorway, and through here we will see an item straight ahead and an enemy, and we'll take him out. And then I think that was the enemy that was hitting us with the Estus ruining stuff. But if you come down here, there's a enemy that we can take care of. But first I'm going to grab this item, and then I'm going to grab this item over here so that we don't have to worry about running back and getting it. Raw gem. So if you're looking to infuse some of your weapons, and then secret bookcase. Just kidding, that's not a secret bookcase. And then we will go down this way, and you can watch my guy bounce on his knees. I don't know what's going on with my character there. I just thought that was funny. But we're going to come down here, and then to the right there is an enemy, and it's the kind that causes frostbite, and it's pretty quick. So same general technique as fighting the one at the end of the undead settlement, but this one causes a lot more physical damage, I think. So we can try to avoid, maybe block. My shield is not 100% on frost, so it doesn't stop it entirely. Try to just keep your health up, and then I'm not too worried about frostbite or anything like that. So we can eventually take him down, and then we get a weapon, and that's really the reason we came down here, was to get that weapon. If you're not going to use it, sorry. But from the top of the stairs we can just run straight ahead, and you're going to want to run straight ahead because eventually there's going to be fire coming down at you. I did not know that he was going to breathe fire on me because I did not learn from the other time that he used fire breath. But anyway, so we're going to come in here. There's an item in the corner there behind some barrels that I did not pick up my first time through because I was getting stuff thrown at me, and I was like, I'm going to kill this guy and whatever else. So there's quite a few enemies in here, and they throw fire bombs at you, so watch out for the fire bombs. And then you can see an item there, and I don't know where that guy came from, but he must have came from somewhere, right? But if you keep coming up the stairs, you'll see there's the guy throwing the fire bombs. Man, he hit me, and then he hit me again. So take him out, and then you can see an item in the corner there that we're gonna pick up. There's an enemy kind of sitting down there, kind of hiding a little bit, but not really. So there's another enemy. Be careful, because you don't want to hit that chest yet. But a lot of enemies did get triggered right there, so you'll end up getting ambushed at one point. So there is that item in the corner, and then that message usually means that there is a mimic rather than a chest. So we're going to attack this guy and see if it is, and it is, of course. So the good thing is it's like one of those ones that's on all fours, and those typically are a little bit easier to fight. I think maybe because they don't do that spinning kick attack that they like to do so much, and I don't think they're as quick. So it's a little easier to evade and attack these guys. But after you take them out, pick up the item, which is a Titanite scale, and we'll see what's going on this way. Got some items here, but be aware that there are enemies as well, so they will start throwing their throwing knives at you and evading everything you try to do. And you can see that they tried to sandwich me, and they did almost kill me, so they are capable of killing you together, so just be aware of that. Once you get them by themselves, it's pretty easy to get rid of them. And then I'm going to kill this guy on principle because he made me mad because he almost killed me. So, and then he hits me. So sometimes you go back for vengeance and you learn your lesson that to just let it go. But after you pick up the items and everything, you can come down this way and you'll see a couple enemies and then there's an item. So what we'll do is we will take these guys out. They're just basic guys, literally one-hit kills for me. So and then get the souls, and then you see that we're gonna end up attacking that at some point after we get rid of these guys that snuck up on me. But we'll take these guys out, pick up the items. I think they both dropped something. Cool. But first we're gonna see what's going on in this room, and there's something we actually have to do in here anyway. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pick up this item over here, and this is gonna kind of give us an idea of where we're gonna be here in a second, and the fact that there's gonna be a knight there. But we need to pull this lever that's straight ahead, and what it does is it opens up that gate to the left. So once you pull that, you'll start seeing it open up, and like so, and then we can just go back to the room we were just in. Just ignore dropping down there because we're going to clear the area of dragon fire so that we don't have to worry about it in a little bit. So come back this way, and I actually avoided doing this the first time I came through here, and just ended up running back here because you can come around and there is an item here, and we'll bat up. That's a Titanite chunk, and then if you go straight ahead there is another item, and then there's some dragon body part. So I picked up this item. It's a Titanite scale, and then this is where all the fire is. So I actually fell whenever I tried to do this, and then I started getting hit by fire. And the reason that I kept this in here was to show you guys not to do this, basically, because I thought, man, I'm gonna kill this dragon by hitting it in the foot. But there's an easier way to do it. This is whenever I run and pick up this item and get attacked by this guy who literally hid the entire time I was fighting everybody else in this room. So you can pick up the black fire bombs and then make your way back up to where we saw the the dragon before we went up to the foot. So so make your way that way, and we will end up back where the black stuff has taken over the dragon, and we will end up attacking that. So I'm not sure what this stuff's called, but you can actually attack it, and it is pretty susceptible to fire. So if you have pyromancer stuff or anything like that, you should just do that. So it ends up coming out like that once you hit it. But pyromancer attacks, firebombs, stuff like that. There's really only one attack that it can do whenever you're attacking it from range, and that's it. But be aware that that is a curse attack. So if you get hit by that, and then there is the chance that it's going to kill you. It almost killed me, and I am literally the best player ever to play any video game in the history of time, which might be an exaggeration or a lie, one of the two, probably. I ran out of FP because I neglected that. So if you do run out, you can always use firebombs. I mean, any ranged attack's really going to be fine against this thing. You just got to watch out for the curse attack that it can do. But eventually, it will go down, and then you will get Titanite Chunk and an Ember, and then a large Titanite Shard, I'm sure was just random. So down below is the other side of the bridge that we couldn't get across before. So we are kind of clearing that path a little bit. So what we want to do is run back into the room that we were in whenever we killed the last thing. And if you go through this pathway that I went through earlier, and you make that path towards where I fell and had to almost die because of the dragon's fire, you can use that to get to the other side of the bridge. And I'm not sure if this is a glitch or if this is how it's supposed to be, but after I killed one dragon, the other one was dead. I don't know if that one was always dead and didn't breathe fire or what, but I was free to run around down here and pick up all these goodies. So from here, you can go straight and go through the path that we opened by pulling the lever and where the knights were. So once you make it to a certain point, you're just going to get charged by that knight that's at the top of the stairs. And then you can see that there are enemies who heal, so be aware of that. So this whole time, if you fight this guy, he's going to be getting healed and buffed. I was actually able to kill this guy a couple times before he got healed at all, but it's probably just a better strategy to go ahead and kill the guy who's healing them. So we can do that. We'll kill this guy real quick, and then there is actually a second one that is going to come up here and start healing this guy too. Generally, whenever I came through this area, one healed one knight and then the other healed the other knight. So there's two knights and two healers, and we can take out both of them and then throw a firebomb at the wall because we thought we had our Estus equipped, but we didn't. And then just need to heal up real quick because this knight does some decent damage. So get your backstabs in, you know, and then hack away at him while he's getting up. He doesn't have a shield, but sometimes his attacks, he just powers through your onslaught of melee mashing. So eventually you'll get him down, and we can pick up what he drops, and then make our way back up the stairs and into that little room. And if you go to the right, there's that knight that you can see there, and then there's an item here on the left side that we could pick up real quick. So grab that, and it's an ember. Nothing else is going on over here, so you can either fight this knight, which we already got rid of the guy healing him, or you can ignore. I want to get ahead and fight him. He doesn't have red eyes or anything, so he's not as hard to beat, and he doesn't have a guy healing him, so even easier to beat. He's just kind of annoying with the shield, so it makes it hard to get backstabs. But once he drops his shield, you can usually get quite a few attacks in on him before he puts it back up. He does just hold it up for an extended period of time. So we can get rid of him, and then he drops an item, of course. And then that's really all that's going on down here. So, like I said, you can just skip fighting that normal knight. I mean, I only did it because I'm showing off my skills on YouTube and impressing everyone who's impressed by little things that most people can do. So we can just walk up this staircase, and then we will see a opening on the right hand side here, and we'll just go through here, and then the first thing you'll see is that there's a boss battle coming up. So before you go through there's a few things you're going to want to do. So pick this up. It's a sunlight medal that is a covenant item for Warriors of Sunlight. So if you go around this building, though, there is a ladder, and then there is this opening right here, and we're going to do both of them before we go fight this boss. So this is a church. I think this is like a higher level of the castle, actually. Not so. I think this is like a chapel within the castle. So you can see that there's nothing going on down there, so that's probably just death. But you can pick that up and then head back in, and then there's another item off to the side here, and then there's a chest. So we'll pick up the item, and then we will see that chest. I'm going to wait for a second because I saw an elevator and I want to see what's going on with this elevator first. So this elevator is actually the type of elevator that has two on there. So one of them goes down, and whenever you go down there, it gets you a Titanite slab, and that's it. And then you can go back up. The other one is a shortcut to one of the boss fights. Not the boss fight that's coming up, but one of the later boss fights. So that was not a mimic, and we could pick up the Titanite scale, and then we'll see what's going on with this elevator. I don't even think I can use it yet, so we'll run back and we'll take a look at this ladder and see what's going on with the ladder. So still not going to fight you, boss. Quit standing there ominously behind the fog and taunting me. But we can go up this ladder, and then there is a walkway on the roof, and you can see that there are enemies across the way who are going to attack you from a distance. But first we're going to grab this item in this corner, and that item is a Titanite chunk. So once you grab that, make our way down this narrow pathway and we'll try not to get killed by, oh no, there's more enemies, so we're gonna run away. Um, Eventually that enemy is gonna make his way to you, so you can wait and look like a wimp and then get hit by a firebomb, and I'm kind of confused on what happened. Uh, so you can wait and then kind of attack from a distance. You are going to be getting shot with bolts, so be aware of that, and just try to lure him out so that he will eventually come over here, and then I'll be safe from the distance attacks. Here we go. So this is one of the power enemies. So you can just hack away at them and then rebuild your stamina, and then get a backstab and whatever you want to do, however you want to kill this guy. Pick up your item that he drops. And then there's no real good way to do this unless you want to use like a crossbow or something and basically snipe shot these people. But all my stuff is really low level, so I'm just going to charge because it's kind of easy to avoid their attacks and then just take them out. And then he fell. It's always gratifying to make somebody fall to their death whenever that's like the significant number of the reasons that you died is falling to your death. But up here there's nothing going on, so I'm going to show you that there's nothing going on because I didn't edit it out of my video because I don't know why. So, but there is a ladder on the other side, the original side that you came through. So just go down the ladder because you see the item there anyway. So we're going to head down and then we're going to grab this item real quick. And I'm going to take my sweet time doing it too for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on with my gameplay style, but pick up the 9th ring, read this note, because people like to put funny things in the game. But there's nothing going on in this room. But if you go through this pathway, you'll see a knight is straight ahead. This knight does not have anybody healing him or anything, but he does have the red eyes. So what I did was I ran through and I opened this door because this is the door that we couldn't open from the side that has the boss fight on it. So then I got stuck. That opens up that pathway so we don't have to take that long way again. Plus, it gives you a little more space to maneuver whenever you're fighting this knight. So, nothing new I can really say about these guys. Just normal knight, backstabs, evade, all that stuff. He's not any more difficult than the one you just fought before with the guy healing him. He's just there kind of protecting something, and I'll show you what he's protecting here in a second once I finally get rid of him and pick up the items he dropped. So if you go back into this doorway, there is this statue. So this is a covenant you can join, and you finally get the Praise the Sun gesture, and this is the Warriors of Sunlight. So this is kind of like you help people with boss fights kind of deal. Then there is a chest to the right that I didn't open yet. I kind of missed it. But after you do that, there's one more thing to do. So you can see that there is more of that stuff around a dragon. So this is the one that I thought was going to keep breathing fire, and it didn't breathe fire on me for some reason. So you can drop down, try to do an attack, and miss miserably, and take all the damage in the world. And then this one is going to be kind of the same in the sense that you're going to want to do ranged attacks, except for you're kind of limited in what you can do because of the wall. So try to get right here maybe and do some ranged attacks. You just gotta watch out for the curse attack that it does. And then you can just keep rinsing and repeating these attacks. Try to wedge them in between the openings if you can. I was not that good at that. The fire bombs are a little easier to do, just because they don't have as big of a radius for them to hit the wall or anything like that. So fire bombs might be the way to go for beating this guy, although it won't let me walk onto him now. So I'm just going to come out this way again and then throw more fire bombs, and he's going to hit me with the attack again. So keep an eye out for that so you don't end up dying. But then you can keep trying to get rid of this guy. There we go, it'll let me walk on from in here again. And just keep throwing fire bombs, bolts, whatever, until you get rid of them. And then pick up the item. You get those automatically. You can pick up the other item, and then there's that item. And then if you drop down from there, it will take you back to the front of the castle. But you can see that there's a chest there, and then there's this item here. So pick that up, and then right here is where you can drop down, and you'll be right back at the front of the castle. But first we're going to see what's going on with this chest. So as usual, we're going to make sure that it's not a mimic by hitting it, because it won't let you lock on, and of course it's a mimic. So same rules apply. You got a decent amount of room to maneuver here. Just watch out for the kicks and the grabs. So stay in this area because it's going to be the most open area for you to fight this thing and dodge its attacks and everything. But Sunlight Straight Sword for killing that, and then once you kill him, then we're basically done with this area. I know I said that you could drop down there, but I wouldn't recommend it because you'll probably die. What you want to do is you want to come here and drop down, but what I'm actually doing is seeing where my soul level is, because once I drop down here, you're pretty close to a bonfire to your right, if you remember, but it is going to bring back all the enemies. So it's up to you if you want to go back to that bonfire. And that's actually what I did, was healed up on stuff and leveled up. But obviously that means all the enemies came back. So this gives you a chance to see my other technique. You can actually take this guy out before he even gets a chance to heal him. And then this guy's going to be so much easier to kill, a lot quicker, because he's not getting healed or buffed or anything like that. There is the other enemy in here that heals, but like I said, half the time he doesn't even acknowledge that this other guy exists. So we'll go ahead and kill this guy, and then we're going to ignore the other knight in here, and we're just going to run up to the top, because we are ready to fight the boss. So this boss does have a summon sign, and the summon sign is, I'm actually going to look around for it because this is the first time that I would have fought this guy. So there's no NPC summon signs there. Now, I have since learned that there's a summon sign right there that is triggered if you save the girl in the Undead Settlement sewers. You will get a summon sign But I hadn't saved her my first run through. If you watched my video on the Undead Settlement, I hadn't bought the key yet, so I didn't get that, and I will go back and show you that that is where that is. And I'm still checking for summon signs because I want to make sure that I make this as easy for myself as possible. So if you hadn't done that yet, I'm sure you can still do it and get the NPC summon sign. Otherwise, there's probably plenty of Warriors of Sunlight or anything like that that you can use, like this guy. So summon him or the NPC or any of the summon signs that are there, and or you can do this on your own. It's up to you. It just makes it a lot easier because this guy that we're about to fight does a decent amount of damage with his attacks. So I'm going to go ahead and bow to this Warrior of Sunlight, and then he's going to ignore my bow. Nope, he's going to squat. So transverse the fog, and you can see that I died here trying to fight this guy. So maybe that wasn't my first run through with this, but I thought it was. But obviously not, since I died. So you can avoid this guy's lightning attacks, and you can tell that he looks like he does not have to worry too much about physical damage, but he does have pretty powerful attacks, and some of his attacks do have a pretty good range. Whenever you stagger him like that, you might think you want to go in for a critical, but he's about to do a pretty powerful attack, so you can try to avoid that and back up, because I think it's an area of effect attack. But we can just kind of chip away at his health. If you have somebody that's with you, use that as a time to heal up. But you can see he lunges pretty far, and he's pretty aggressive in his attacks, and he actually did get staggered there, and he didn't do an attack. So sometimes the staggers are real staggers. It's just kind of hard to know what's what. And then we can get up on him and do a little more damage, and then he should be gone. And then once he turns around, we can try to get some more damage on him. Looks like he's focused on that guy. And after you and your buddy, or just you, one or the other, takes care of Dragonslayer Armour, you actually get his soul, and then I got a sunlight medal, and I'm not sure if that was just luck or what, but we are done with this area after beating that guy. Straight ahead on the other side of the fountain is the bonfire, so that we can rest and level up and whatever you want to do. But thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe, comment, and stay nerdy.